There really is light at the end of the OCD tunnel. OCD is one of those things when you're really going through it, you feel like you're in this horrible tunnel of darkness. And it may feel like there isn't any light there at all, that no matter how hard you try, the obsessions are winning, the intrusive thoughts are relentless. It can feel so difficult, and I was there myself for many years struggling with that. The reality is, though, there really is light at the end of the tunnel, but we need to find a way to keep on moving down that tunnel, even through those dark and difficult times, to realize that if we can find a way to kind of push ourselves, to learn how to lean into discomfort more, to build more resilience, we really can actually get in touch with this inner strength that we all have. OCD is very good at manipulating us, at kind of taking us away from this idea of inner strength. We feel almost that we're kind of weak in the face of OCD, that we kind of have to do the compulsions, and we've created a habit of doing that. But really, we really can push back. And when I talk about the light at the end of the tunnel, really what I'm talking about is learning how to bring difficult emotions much more into the light. Really, at the heart of OCD, there's this want or this kind of urge to not allow uncertainty, to not allow those difficult emotions. We're always looking for a kind of outcome. We're really fixated on things being different, in us not feeling those things. And really, OCD is a kind of cycle. It's a way for us to use this kind of circular kind of way of ruminating or performing various different physical compulsions in order to kind of manage our difficult emotions. And, that's kind of the outcome that we're looking for. We don't want to have difficult emotions being there. We'd much rather be kind of feeling good all the time. And the reality of life, unfortunately, is there is always going to be sometimes difficult emotions coming up. And when we're able to go with that, to roll with that, to recognize that that is just part of the fabric of life, that there's always going to be this kind of ebb and flow of emotions. And when we go with that more, we open ourselves up to the reality of life. And, life becomes much more enjoyable, much more meaningful, much more interesting and creative. But as soon as we kind of block ourselves off and we say, no, I want things to be a specific way. I don't want to have those difficult emotions coming up. I just want to feel good. Although that's completely understandable, and I was there myself for many years, unfortunately, what we're doing is we're keeping a part of ourselves in the darkness. We're not allowing those more difficult things to come up. And what we keep in the dark, unfortunately, over time, it does tend to kind of spill out into the rest of our lives. And if this is resonating with you, I do now have a 12-week program to help you to break free from OCD. It's based upon my own personal experiences of dealing with OCD, as well as the work I've done with hundreds of people to help them to break free as well. If you're interested in applying for that, you can by heading over to my website, robertjamescoaching.com, and booking in there for a free discovery call. So how do we go about really getting in touch with this light at the end of the OCD tunnel? Well, really what it involves is learning how to sit with discomfort a bit more. Of course, in exposure, the whole point of exposure is learning how to feel the anxiety, learning how to feel the discomfort of those difficult things that you obsess about. But to be honest, it can be about just about anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Really, that is the key skill in learning to get over OCD, is really recognizing that we're avoiding uncomfortable things. The more that we can learn to lean into our own discomfort and feel those difficult emotions that come up with those things, typically, the more resilient we start becoming, the stronger we start becoming, the more kind of we recognize that actually we're able to do difficult things. So, of course, doing traditional exposure activities around your themes can be really helpful with that. But also, doing things like cold exposure when practiced in a safe and responsible way. That's a way of allowing discomfort. Something that I did in the past was to do improv comedy. Again, because going into that kind of setting and doing something like that, there's a lot of uncertainty there. Uncertainty typically is very difficult for people with OCD. And so, when you push yourself into those kinds of situations, they're really good for practicing allowing that discomfort. Having difficult conversations with people, doing exercise and sport where you kind of push up against your boundaries, doing presentations, whatever it might be that pushes you a little bit out of your comfort zone and gets you to kind of lean into that discomfort, lean into uncertainty, is something that is going to help you. And of course, if there's specific areas that you really do find yourself stuck on, working with somebody to really help you to begin to kind of lean into those things in a productive way, maybe having a ladder of things that you would like to, or of fears that you would like to face, and then kind of start off small, facing the easier ones first and then kind of building up from there. Typically, this is how we start to take back control from OCD and really proving to ourselves that we're stronger, that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. And what it involves is learning how to feel those difficult emotions a bit more and to step out into that discomfort. So many thanks. I really hope that you enjoyed that. Remember, if you're interested in my 12-week program to break free from OCD, you can get a free discovery call with me by heading over to my website, robertjamescoaching.com. There's a link in the show notes. I really hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time. This video is for education only. It's not therapy or medical advice. If you're struggling, please speak with a licensed mental health professional.